We're on to neutrals. Well, let's just talk about the interesting ones. This one, Wand Maker, is one cost
No.
spell. No. Voracious
No.
Reader. Okay, this one is the new Jeeves. Let's talk about it.
2-mana Jeeves!
2 mana, 1/3, Voracious Reader. At the end of your turn, draw until you have 3 cards.
When you open 5 of these, don't disenchant it.
Yeah, this seems good.
It's gonna get nerfed. It's gotta be. There's no way. Make it at least a 2-mana 1/3.
It'll find a home in aggro.
It's insane. It's the nuts for aggro.
Yeah.
They run it in wild. It'll make Chiefs decks good again. It's insane in standard. There's no way this card doesn't get at least nerfed like to a 1-mana 1/3 to make people feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
This card's nuts.
Hopefully it brings back control too.
Tour Guide.
awesome.
I love this
Very
card. 1 mana, 1/1, Battlecry. Your next hero power costs 0.
It's just mana cheat. Like even if you just play it on 1 to like.
This is going straight into my Quest Shutterwalk deck. Because it makes that deck so consistent. Because that now you can play this on 1, or you not on 1. You can you finish your quest, you get the hero power. You play this on the turn you're playing Shutterwalk, hero power, play the Shutterwalk for 9, and no matter what, you'll end up with a Shutterwalk back in your hand because you'll get the Doppelgangster to go off, and then Rumble will happen sometime after.
Man has dreams, but Shutterwalk has not been good in Shaman since it is wild.
Well, part of the reason is because it's hard. Like, there's so many things you have to do before you play Shutterwalk. This makes it a lot easier because you don't have to run like Fencing Coach or like Murmuring Elemental. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
So
You still gotta run like some form of healing.
sure, but
And like
Shaman has
kill
so
your
much.
opponent.
Shaman has a lot of healing.
Life
So
Drinker.
that's not what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I think it's good in that Shaman deck. It's going to be good.
Never
in
beats
Paladin.
aggro. Never beats Quest.
It's going to be good in Mechathune. There's going to be a lot of
definitely goes in
decks
Mechathune Warlock. It's 1 mana tap.
that are going to want this card.
1 mana tap's good.
This is Steward of Scrolls as filler. Unless you
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, it's an interesting comparison. It's definitely power creep goes Brrrr, kind of like Azure Drake had to be Hall of Fame, but this is fine. Like it's almost the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That
this
is
is
true.
this will
I
rotate
understand it's
eventually.
slightly worse.
This
It
will rotate eventually. Though. Yeah.
But it's crazy that we've gotten to the point where like the average card is Hall of Fame level back when a year or two ago.
Sorcerer's Substitute is filler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really pushing spell damage. Holy shit.
It
Yeah.
might be good enough in standard spell mage with like the
Or Spell
1/3.
Shaman. They're pushing Spell Shaman pretty hard.
Yeah, you might go with like an even shaman that has like the naked spell damage weapons and crackles and like 4 mana 5/7 dragon, but I don't know if that's any better than what we already have.
Sneaky Delinquent is a stealth minion. It's
Holy
filler.
crap. It's bad.
Filler. Yeah.
Ghost with stealth?
Smug-
What the heck's a ghost?
Smug Senior. 6 mana 5/7 filler.
What's a ghost?
It's literally just the minion again, but it's like dead. So it's the same stats. It's the same stats.
Go back.
It's literally the same exact card.
Wait, it's to
again.
your hand? It doesn't even like make another one. Wait, it'll be in soon actually.
Yeah, it's to your hand.
What? Okay.
Robes of Protection. Your minions can't be targeted by spells or heroes power. 3 mana 2/4. It's okay.
It's filler, but it's like
It's unique.
interesting.
Interesting
I
draft
guess.
card.
Yeah.
8 mana 8/8. Plague Protodrake Dragon. Death Rattle summon a random 7-cost minion. So it's filler, but it's filler I can get behind because it goes in my N'Zoth lists.
Yeah.
So
I
it's,
can get it. It's got a dragon
pretty
tag on it.
good.
It's got Dragon.
It's a pretty good bad card, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a big up front body. It's got a big Death Rattle, and it's got the Dragon tag. I'll play it.
It's just like you took a Paladin Shredder and you stacked a Paladin Shredder onto it and you made it like twice expensive and
Yeah. Ogremancer is trash.
Trash.
When your opponent casts a spell, what is it?
When your opponent casts a spell, summon a 2/2 skeleton with Tom.
It's a heck of an arena card.
2 mana 2/3 Mana Feeder Panthara. Battlecry. If you've used your hero power this turn, draw a
That
card.
also probably goes in Mecha.
Auto include
Is
in
that called
Demon
Mecha
Hunter.
Lock?
If it's not
yeah,
odd.
probably in Demon Hunter.
Probably.
Yeah, for sure, but it's not odd. Yeah, I think it's bad.
Wait, isn't this just good in like? Oh, I guess if it's even, but it's kind of good in Demon Hunter in general.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing a card with non-odd only, like
If
play
that
it with
if
the hero
that
power and you draw a
starts to surface, then this will absolutely be played.
I don't know why she played standard.
You could probably play it in like even shaman.
It's definitely better than a filler card.
Yeah,
it draws a card. You might see them make a thing like
an even shaman. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Shaman, yeah.
Anything where your
Even
hero power,
decks.
anything
Even
where your
lock?
hero power
No,
costs one,
Your
it'll be
card
good.
draws an even lock.
You're
Probably
right,
not an
right,
even lock,
right,
but maybe.
right.
Even
That card's
shaman,
good.
even
That's like 3
paladin.
or 4 stars.
Even hunter.
It's like questing. It's like the quest 2/3 that drew a card, except like you just have to use your hero power. Yeah. So like you can't play it as early, but it's more consistent theoretically. Actually, it's not. It's okay. It's an okay card.
Yep. Lake Thresher is filler. Yeah. 5 mana 4/6 damages minions next to it. All right. Interesting card. Let's talk about it. 7 mana 6/8 legendary Keymaster Alabaster. Whenever your opponent draws a card, add a copy to your hand that costs 1.
This card sucks. This card seems terrible. Like stick around for
Mill
twice.
Rogue feels.
Nah, this
Yeah.
seems bad, bro.
Mill Rogue feels. Mill Druid. Mill Rogue.
This card seems.
It's slow. It's wacky. It's not actually probably good.
It's gonna be
but-
kind of an interesting thing to get off a random like summon 7 drop stuff.
Yeah.
It's a filler card that they added to make it random 7s interesting. I don't know why you'd ever run this intentionally.
Yeah,
But
neither.
it's a
You'd have to
cool
be
card.
making your opponent draw cards.
Pretty cool card when you get a random. You don't want to make your opponent draw that. That's good. You like draw.
Unless you're making them burn, because you still get you
sure.
still get it if they burn it.
Yeah, you could just kill them though. If you do it. Sure.
Intrepid Initiate is filler. Well, Spellburst.
Yeah, it's a
1 mana
1/2 though.
3/2s are relevant.
Yeah, but it's only a 1 mana 3/2. Well, it's 3/2 forever. It's just
It's a 3/2 forever. It just only means the Spellburst ones.
maybe in like a rogue deck with backstabs, but it's just.
That might be okay.
I feel like there's better options.
It's a
But
decent one,
It's,
I'm
right?
not sure.
it's a pretty okay filler. Pretty okay back end.
I'm not good.
Very questionable card.
Fishy Flyer.
Bad.
Yep. Enchanted Cauldron. 3 mana 1/6 Spellburst cast a random spell of the same cost. Random spells are bad, generally,
Yeah, the stats are bad.
and stat line is bad. I think that's where I'm at with it. Random spells are normally bad when they're cast.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's not good.
Educated Elec. Whenever a spell is played, this minion remembers it. Death Rattle shuffle the spells and shuffle the spells into your deck.
This is cool as shit.
It is cool. I don't think it's good.
Wait, so when it's on the board, you play a spell, it adds it to the death rattle basically, and it goes into your deck.
It's anti-fatigue,
It is anti-fatigue.
and it gives you more control tools. Like, so you play this, and you play like, if you play this and brawl, you get an extra brawl.
There's no way it's good, but there's like a gimmick where like something cool happens and you get that stuff back.
You can play it in Odd Warrior. I'll probably try it at some point. It's probably not good.
No.
I'll definitely try it out. Yeah, for sure. But I doubt it'll find a home.
I'm skeptical. 4 mana 5/1.
Let's
Ranger.
go.
Seems bad.
Nice.
It actually,
Day one craft.
That looks like the
this is
best
actually
Ranger of the
really
day.
good in Quest Druid, the old Quest Druid.
Yeah. Well, they have that 4 mana 5/1 that death rattle summons itself.
It's still only one body.
It's only one proc, but I mean,
You're not having two
it's a
proc
sticky
cards.
minion.
Still probably want the other one.
Yeah, that's fair.
What is it?
I just had that.
It
thought.
is interesting that we're getting enough of these. You can make a Rager deck now. Just play all the Ragers in your deck.
Rager.
Eventually, they won't be able to kill one, and you'll hook them for a sizable amount of HP.
0 mana 1/1 demon.
Whoa.
Another thing to be devolved into.
It's like a
Right.
wisp. No, it's
Cool.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. What's the point of that? Like
Filler.
random demon options
Yeah.
to your discoveries?
4 mana 3/6 dragon.
Weeping Galacron.
Spellburst, gain 1 attack and taunt. This seems
So
relevant.
it's Twilight Guardian.
Well,
It's Twilight Guardian plus an attack.
Yeah, I think it's
bad. It's dragon though.
Yeah.
Yeah, dragon tags are important, but that's probably bad.
That's probably it might see play because of the dragon tag, but I think it's a little slow. You're gonna play it in. Isn't it?
What
Really?
spell are you activating this with?
Especially an even lock. playing
Dude,
like a
play
Dark
that,
Bomb.
dude. Does your man deal 3 to your face? Whatever that card's called. He's running it, bro.
I mean, this card will be relevant because people will get it off of Alex Raza
Oh, for sure.
and Draconic Lackeys and stuff like
Just
that.
trying to. I mean, you could just play it and then you can gain the taunt later. But
Yep.
that is the thing about Spellburst.
Animated Broomstick, 1 mana, 1/1, battle cry, give your other minions rush, and this has rush.
Yeah, for the dragon tag makes sense.
What do you need Dragon Tag for?
Nether breath.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nether breath is insane.
So this card, Animated Broomstick, I might actually run because of the battle cry. For
Wow.
For like Shudderwalk reasons, or just in general.
Oh yeah, no, I don't mind that.
It's not a terrible card.
It's a decent like rogue card in a world where you play standard and like there's like minion combat.
Sure.
It's
like,
super interesting. Yeah.
Giving your Shudderwalks rush feels super
I
interesting.
can't write this above like a 2-star.
Yeah, I like it. I actually kind of like it.
It's like I like it, but it's probably not good by any means.
Wretched Tutor seems bad.
I thought it was good because I thought Spellburst worked at the start of every turn, like your first spell. So like if it lived, you could theoretically clear
I'm
it down.
against it.
Yeah.
Seems bad. I'd rather play like.
We know about Transfer Student. We don't need to talk
I have
about it.
no idea what Transfer Student is.
Everyone got it for free.
I mean, I played it. I played it once, and it was 2 mana, 2/2 deal 2, and I was like, this card's the best. I'm running this in all my decks.
There's more of them, and they're all
Except
really
I got it
good.
in Arena. I did an Arena.
Oh, you did it in Arena.
I killed their Fish Flinger with it, and it was sick.
Nice.
What a card.
Cult Neophyte, 2 mana, 3/2. Battle cry, your opponent's spells cost 1 more next turn. Shudderwalk vibes.
It's interesting.
It's more flexible than Loatheb, right?
But it's way less good.
Yeah, it's less good, but it's more flexible. So
Less
like,
good than
if you're playing it,
Manabone,
if you're playing it for the effect for like Shudderwalk reasons, it's way more flexible. You can fit it in.
It's just one of those things where it's like a sideboard quest with tech, but like it'll never be good enough to run on a deck because you'd rather just run good cards than tech cards. And this tech card's not good enough, I would say.
I'd run 2 of these over Loatheb.
No way.
In
Loatheb is good in everything.
exactly Shudderwalk Shaman.
Ah.
And exactly Shudderwalk Shaman. No other deck.
Loatheb's just stupid nuts because it's just like 6. So it's like good in aggro and control.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a little too narrow of a tech card, but maybe
It helps you
not
get-
exactly Shudderwalk.
What
yeah.
man-
It helps
really
you contest
annoying.
the board, which Shudderwalk really struggles.
Because they
with.
want to like.
Shudderwalk loses the board super
Curve.
early, so this gives you something to do early, so that you can still be working towards your Shudderwalk being good, but you're not like
Every
giving
expansion,
up board
these
and-
type of tech cards come out, and everyone talks about them, and they never see play. Because you just end up running the refined list you find on Aegis replaying Call of Duty. Yeah. I don't think this card's good.
All right, we can move on.
I do see myself getting hit with it at some point and being annoyed, but I don't think it's very good.
6 mana, 4/9 dragon, Onyx Mage Scrape. Spellburst, add 2 random spells from your class to your hand.
You run this
It's
in
just too slow.
Even Lock?
Too slow.
Even Lock Dragon Tag, and it's big health. I could Defender of Argus it, dude.
5 mana, 4/6 Headmaster Kel'Thuzad. Spellburst. If the spell destroys any minions, summon them.
Way!
So you can do it with like. You can do it like Flame Strike.
Dragon's Fury kills this and everything, and you get them all on your board.
You could do it with like Sack Packs, maybe. You could do it like even like single target. It's all right.
I don't think this card's great.
So like,
but it's
so
interesting.
maybe like there's a world where you play Void Caller on 4, you play this on 5, Sack Pact, get out your Void Daddy, and now you have another Void Caller that you can blow up for your Mal'Ganis or something.
If we have to think about some weird Void Caller thing and nothing comes to mind, it's probably not a very good.
Or it just
card.
like with any AoE, right? Like
The
Yeah,
problem
Dragon
is you
Fury
can't
seems
kill
okay.
this
Any
when you
AO
do it.
any
Can't kill
AoE
this when
that
you
doesn't
do it?
kill this card. Yeah,
Well, because the spell goes off and then the spell burst will trigger you.
right.
Not like you play the spell, it triggers, then the spell finishes going off.
There's surely going to be a deck that uses this card. I just can't think of it right now.
Yeah, 3 stars.
I think the flavor of the card makes it like
Flavors.
bad.
Top 2.
It's like yeah, it's fantastic, but then just like what cards is it good with? It's all like
Alright,
7,
it's
8
good.
mana combos with it,
Sure.
and I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see this card seeing.
It'll be insane in Arena when you like do this, plus like a deal 2 to everything, and you finish some big minions off, and you get them all.
Yeah. Penflinger. there's some OTKs with it. So let's talk.
Yeah, this card's really, really good.
1 mana, 1/1, Battlecry, deal 1 damage. Spellburst, return this to your hand.
How is this good? Oh, because you get a Spellburst again. But it costs 1 every time. $6.
Yeah, so you make it cheaper.
Dude, I'm popping this on my suicide deck. It's volume.
What is how are people making this cheaper?
I'm not sure how
minions
other
cost
classes are
less?
doing, but
No,
Dark
no.
Glare just
So Dark Glare
gives you more mana.
Dark Glare gives you more mana.
Yeah, it refreshes your mana when you do damage. To
Isn't
yourself
there a
and
card
you
that's
have a
like
bunch
your
of them.
battle cry minions cost 1 less when it's like on the board? Granted, you don't have board
Is there?
space though, so you, like the Spellburst.
There's
Still
a
have
card.
spells to keep playing.
There's a
though.
card where your opponent's cards cost 1 less, and you can like treachery it over to.
Oh, Generous Mummy? Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff.
No. There's like a card that makes you better. Pretty sure.
All right, well,
I don't understand how this card's good, but sure.
people are talking about OTKs with it.
Let's see, guys, never good. Too many cards.
This card might be the most relevant neutral card, so let's talk about it. 4 mana, 4/5, Lore Keeper, Pull Key it. Battlecry, reorder your deck from the highest cost card to the lowest cost card. So the immediate thing that's going to happen with this is Raza Priest is going to play it once they have Raza in hand to draw Anduin. Mecha'thun might play it with like the quest to like they'll play this and then Hero Power to get a 0 mana Mecha'thun. Any like pretty much any quest or I mean any combo deck really would like to have this. Like Malagos likes having this because then you guarantee you have your Malagos in hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
No, yeah, it's going to be just combo decks in general. Potentially, you can combo this. You probably don't even need Hemet at that point.
Right.
You throw TK Paladin.
Yep.
Who's going to run this?
Yeah.
I like
because then you can Lore Keeper and then Molten Jet or what is it? 5 mana Holy Wrath. Play this and Holy Wrath in the same turn. And you don't need to run Baleful Bankers anymore.
Oh yeah. I didn't even think about that one. The freaking
well, you do
standard
one.
Yeah. Well, Holy Wrath is, but the 25 mana minion isn't anymore. Shrivala isn't standard anymore.
Is there any? No.
Well, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So you still have to shuffle it. Wait, so how does that work? So you have to shuffle it in if you've already drawn it. Then you play Lore Keeper, and then you play Holy Wrath in the same turn you play Lore Keeper. That's how it works. Okay.
Yeah, you would probably at that point you would have to have an Impertic. I don't know.
Probably have to have what?
Maybe. Would you have to have an Impertic at that point?
To play all
no?
To play all 3 cards in one turn, yes, but if you shuffle it and then don't top deck it, right?
Right. Fair enough.
So
just pray you don't top deck it. Yeah.
That's never good.
Or you can even like you can play it shuffle twice, right? Baleful, and then you can't mess it up, right?
Much like the Priest card you guys loved, I feel like this card's overhyped. It's too gimmicky in a lot of spots.
It'll see play.
You'll draw stuff.
This will definitely see play.
Like everyone's thinking, oh, I'm gonna play this in the time to take my biggest minion. It's like, what if you already have your biggest minion in your hand? Like, I don't know. You should set in your hand for 5 turns.
Well, so for the decks that have to draw certain cards
I
to
don't
win,
see any of the good.
then you don't care. If you've already drawn it, great. If you haven't, now you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got a big card in your hand, you're gonna die.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that's a different problem, right? That's running this card is not going to solve that problem
only
either.
combo decks does this make sense in. There's hardly any decks where you just like play and you start drawing good stuff because not every good draw is your highest cost minion.
Raza Priest, it is pretty much.
Well, you need little stuff once you have Anduin.
Once you need Raza, no, you don't. You just need Raza, Anduin, and like Spawn of Shadows, and you get there.
No, you need the stuff to refresh your hero power. If all you're doing is drawing Psychic Streams and then Reno and then like you just I don't know, man. This definitely does not seem like it makes sense in Raza.
Well, here's the other thing about it, though, right? Once you've played this and drawn the cards that you want, if you play anything that says shuffle a card into your deck, it shuffles the deck. It shuffles the whole deck. So then it goes back to being like a normal deck. So if that's a concern of yours, you run like anything that shuffles anything.
Yeah, but all those cards are slow and bad.
Sure. But yeah.
I don't know. This card don't make sense in like maybe a combo deck, but like otherwise it's not. It's not a card you just chalk in like Azalea is.
Sure.
No.
It's definitely a card that it has to be in the right deck.
You have to
It's
move
not
your
in
deck
every
around
deck.
it, and that's too much to ask for 4 mana 5.
All
I think
right.
it's 2-star that works.
Sphere of Sapience. I opened this card. I'm happy.
Oh, that hurt.
Oh, hell yeah. This card
Oh,
is
you
probably
got
the
it.
one I'm most excited for.
Why does this card exist?
It's a great question.
Like, you added a 1-mana weapon to Druid. Isn't that a big no-no? Because then, like, the Druid weapon you just kill with this?
Yeah, you could do that. Ben saying this card is bad. I don't know. I really want to play it really badly. It's like I'm excited to play it. Maybe it is bad, like you said, but I think it's good. And
even if you don't
play it,
even if you don't play it to pop Twig, it's just like you can play it and just slightly optimize your top decks.
People always like these kind of cards that let you have like control over what you draw, but it's like that's why you build decks the way you build decks, so your average draw is good every turn.
Sure.
Like, that's what Curve Stone's all about. It's like
I don't know because
more
I can
likely
also
to draw the
shuffle
card
it.
that you play that turn than any other card. Like, why would you wanna?
Right.
Your experience would suck if every card is equally drawn. Like, you build decks so that the best draws are almost always the most likely to a degree.
If
So
there's
I don't know.
this card does seem bad.
if there's a world where
I do like
Albatross is
Twig
making
into
everyone's life miserable again, I'll run this just so I can put Albatrosses on the bottom. I don't care. Like, I'm tired of games where I draw 10 Albatrosses in a row.
I like it.
Yeah.
It
I don't
just
know.
seems like a gimmick. I don't think it's ever that great. I do love the idea of like light blooming on 2 into like overgrowth and then like twig this.
Shia says 0 out of 5 trash card.
You're not doing anything for several turns. This card
I'm
seems
100%
bad.
crafting this day one. Then
I opened it, so I don't have to craft it.
if she said,
What are you
not
putting
to,
this
then
in?
I
Are you just
have
like
to.
putting this in and hoping you draw it, or like do you want it mid game? Do you want it late game? Do you want it early game? I like the effect. Is like I like the.
I don't know, it's one
adding
mana,
That
like, I
control
don't
your deck.
really
That's like
care
really
about it.
cool and interesting. They haven't had that before, but this card seems good.
Yeah.
This card seems very bad.
And at the end of the day, if it only sees play in Druid to pop the Twig, then so be it.
It is kind
Like,
of interesting if you like run like buff cards. And it's like
why?
buff the weapon cards, more durability.
Corsair Cash Sphere of Sapience,
Heck yeah.
boys.
You got that warrior rush card that's good enough to play. And you pop your Spear of Sapiens sometimes.
Believe
Unplayable.
you.
It's not. It's like
I
it's
don't
like
believe
you have to have this up so that you can like sometimes have its effect. But what it also says is like at the start of your turn, look at the top card. You can do this 4 times, but you also for that entire duration, whether you use it or not, can't use weapons.
Okay. There are classes that does not matter for.
Wow,
Right.
very cool.
What do you mean very few?
There's
There's
in the
half,
classes that don't have weapons.
half of the
have
class,
30 cards you want to run. And this is one of them.
half of the classes that exist don't attack with their hero like ever. Warlock, priest, mage.
You heard of Draxus?
I have in fact heard of Jiraxis. I've also heard that he's bad.
That's card in Hearthstone.
He may or may not be. Oh, well.
Can you make him a 330 already? Maybe a 320.
All right,
Just spice it up.
Vectis, 5 mana, 4/4. Battlecry summon 2/1/1 whelps. Each gains a death rattle from your minions that died this game. Interesting. Probably bad.
I don't know.
It's death rattle support. Death rattle is always.
Oh yeah, I
interesting
mean if
enough
there's ever
to
like a death rattle rogue archetype that makes sense, this is an auto include.
sure,
But
yeah, and
otherwise,
it's not bad tempo either. It's a 5 mana 6/6 that has 2 decent death rattles on average.
well, they'll have nothing if you just play it stay.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's good if there's a death rattle rogue, but that'll mostly likely exist in standard, not wild. So it'll be very questionable at best.
It's double Sylvanas. We got it.
You got to have Sylvanas die twice. 6 mana 5/5. That card fell off a year and a half. You got it 2 years.
No, Sylvanas.
I mean, I like the card. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
but yeah. I don't know.
It's very similar to
I'm
that other
still-
warlock rogue card that like made your death rattles cost 1 and stuff. Like it's just gimmicky. It works if the support's there, but a lot of times it
I
just
still
dies.
want to. I kind of want to yell about Sphere of Sapience more.
That card sucks. Yeah. Bad.
we
I think it's still gonna be good.
What are you running this in?
I'm gonna run that in plot twist decks for sure.
Okay.
Oh
I mean,
God!
even
Imagine
if I
that
shuffle
stuff.
it to the
If
bottom-
you play plot twist, you have to like choose on every card. You don't have that long of a turn.
No, this is at the start of your turn, not when you draw.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't-
And then like
That still seems bad.
even if I shuffle it to the bottom of my deck, I just shuffle my deck afterwards.
Oh wait, putting it on the bottom is worse than just putting it back too. Then you're like guaranteed to never see it until you shuffle again.
Yeah, maybe it's
When do you ever
worse because
shuffle
of
again?
that reason.
You literally, if you don't want this 6 mana card because it's turn 3, you're not going to see that 6 mana card all game, right? Like, how's that? I guess Anduin will never be your last card because you'll put cards behind Anduin.
So, this card, you play it with decks where the certain cards absolutely have to stay in your deck.
Sure, your Holy Wrath Paladins,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
and then you have 4 times that you can say, Shiralia, stay in my deck.
Right. Well, hopefully you don't have to do it 4 times. Because you're not shuffling your deck, right?
But
so
in that kind of a deck, you'd never use it on anything
I
else.
actually really like that. I didn't even
You'd
think
only,
about
that's
that.
the only
or
time
if there's
this deck might
anything
be
where
okay.
like you're trying to if you're trying to recruit a minion that you don't want to play, or like if there's a spell you need to get discounted with Incanter's Flow before you draw it, or like stuff like that. I don't know.
Bad card. 1 out of 5. Good and only the Holy Wrath Paladins that aren't good.
I think it's good. I'm crafting a
If
day
it
one
was
golden.
like at the start of your turn, look at
Day one golden
your
before the war
top
card.
3 cards, choose one, or take the top one and don't lose your ability.
Just overhyped trash.
It does appear to be overhyped trash, yes.
I'm gonna put this in my Dark
It's-
Portal
it's
Malygos.
not overhyped.
And when
It's
I
being
draw
hyped.
Malygos, ship it back in my deck.
That's fair. It's not overhyped. It's overhyped. It's hyped because it's fun. It's maybe overvalued. But it's not overhyped because it's like it's fun of a card as it looks, right? This card's gonna be super fun to use. So the hype makes sense, but I don't think it's any good.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't think it's
this
very-
expansion. This expansion is pretty nutty. I'm
It does seem
definitely
like an
crafting the Lord Keeper. I feel like. Maybe I'll just stick to the Warlock cards because I know.
What's the
I'll
Lord
craft them day one.
The one that pre-orders your cards. The one that you thought was bad.
Oh, that card sucks. These both suck.
that one.
They're both overhyped trash.
Whatever.
They go in the same Holy Wrath Paladin deck, and that's it.
All right. We made it through all of
I'm
the
just gonna
cards.
kill you with my.
Oh, yeah.
It only took us 4 hours and 25 minutes.
aggressive decks.
That's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to send me your audio,
For
Gu1Daniel, I can
almost
edit
all
it for
of
you.
Oh yeah, I'll
It's
send
very
it to you.
unwatchable. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, both are
Both are
bad.
bad.
You just like play even lock and tap and play big minions and kill them, or like literally any other deck that does anything and just kill them. They're busy messing around with like what deck they're drawing and trying to make their high cost cards at the top of their deck.
I don't know.
It's a tech like that 4/5 is a tech card you can't play on 4, thus making it a bad
Yeah,
card.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can't just
Like
throw
that,
it
that
down.
can
It might be
only
just
use
too-
it for its purpose, which is
It's-
only,
Sure.
it's a win more card. It only helps you win more. Once you've already got to the late game and things are going well, there's just so many other ways you could be winning the game.
Yeah, but that's
I just-
I feel like you're just missing the point with it. Like you're
Maybe.
doing it to draw specific cards that you have to have in order to win.
Are there not tutors in Hearthstone? There are like 1.5 trillion tutors. Man.
How are you tutoring Anduin? What card tutors
I
Anduin?
mean, okay, but like
Yeah.
maybe that deck, right? You think that the Anduins are high.
Hemet.
Hammett.
Hemet still doesn't guarantee that you draw Anduin.
Yeah, Hemet's not better than Anduin, right?
To some
Because
extent,
You
it
need the
kinda
lower
does.
cross cards in Anduin to use Anduin.
I'll have
you
to go
you
back
can play
and listen to their card review.
you can play Hemet and
Yeah, no,
still have like 9 cards in your deck. Realistically. If you were drawing only cheap
Oh, it's
cards,
definitely worse than Hemet. You need the cheap cross to use the Anduin. That's how you ping. It might only be good in Kazakus piece, but you guys are just like hyping up too many tech cards. There's only so many slots in that deck. Granted, it's a Highlander deck, but still, like, it's gonna get to a point where it's better. It's like the win rate's higher to just hope you draw Anduin and have good cards to kill them, instead of like having this card that helps you more consistently have Anduin, but then like not as good to just actually win. Because you're never like what you have the Anduin, like you're never gonna draw good stuff for the Anduin. You're just gonna draw Psychic Screams and Renos to stall, which is sometimes good, but it's like you could just be killing this opponent. You can't stall against a quest mage; you're just gonna kill you. You need to kill them. So there are some decks where it's like you're just not. It's just gonna be a better win rate to just hope you draw it a lot of the time. I think. All these cards that are like draw stuff, choose what you draw, choose what you don't draw, usually just not as good as you want them to be. Sure. It's always better to just draw in 1 on 8 and rip it, dude. It's a better feeling. It's a better win rate. It's just better.
All right, so
I'd like to be wrong,
wrapping
though. It looks
stuff
fun.
up. Let's wrap it up. So, Gu1Danie1, what's your day one deck? What's the first thing you're trying?
Shit. I don't know. It's probably going to be the Ren one-turn combo. I'll be trying to figure out something.
Sure, the Dark Lair Pen Flinger. Sure.
Yeah, the Dark Lair Pen Flinger thing. I'll be playing some Even Lock. I'll be trying the kind of the Soul Fragment Malik Ghost. I'll probably playing all three of those. And then I'll take another deep deck in to see if any of the cards can fit into Mogu Cultist Warlock. See if there's a sleeper card for that deck to resurrect, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's why he's sad about Glinda being nerfed, because that was how that deck worked.
Did you win games with that deck?
Yeah, actually, I swear to God, like it was the Snip Snap meta, and people weren't putting full boards of Snip Snap. You would Treachery Doomsayer their first board of Snip Snaps away, and then you would high roll the quest into Glinda or Treachery or Generous Mommy, and then you would just pop them for 40 damage on like turn 8, and nobody would ever see it coming.
All right.
Because they didn't exert any pressure other than going off with their combo. So as long as you could just like avoid it once, by the time they were ready to do Glinda, you were ready to do the whole Generous Mommy thing.
Best sleeping card is Gibberling, no meme.
Gibberling, yeah. We were talking about that at the very beginning.
That's pretty good in Token Druid.
The Druid one? Yeah. Even before Jordan figured out what Spellburst did, we were very excited about that one.
All right.
So
That card's the same.
for me, my day one, the first deck I'm playing is Big Warrior. And
There you
then,
go, yeah.
And then I'm probably gonna try out Freeze Mage.
What?
The
With the 5-mana legendary.
Yep, with the 5-mana 3/8. And then from there I'll probably try out some more Galvadon Paladin. It's probably the 3 decks I'll play on day one.
You want to win?
Worst Quest Mage card.
Yeah, the 5-mana 3/8 gain spell damage card seems abysmally terrible. That feels like a card that could have existed 2 years ago and been bad.
Nope. Disagree.
We'll disagree. Gonna have fun.
We'll just have to see. What about you, Jordan?
Fun and good are different.
Are you gonna take a break from Battlegrounds to try out some decks day one?
Probably.
Any decks catch your eye?
Probably just gonna play whatever Ike plays, win lots of games, get legends, and then in the wild. I'm looking forward to just playing something that kills all the people that are trying to do these stupid tech cards that aren't good.
So he's playing Quest Mage.
Yep. Playing aggressive Quest Mage. No, that deck's extremely boring. Mage is very boring.
All right.
I want to play Melee Ghost Warlock. That sounds fun. Historically, when I'm not burnt out on the game, my day one of every meta for the last 30 years is how can I live as Jiraxis? That's what I do. People's decks aren't as good. What they're doing's not as good. So I gotta make Jiraxis work. It's gotta work. And for the first week, heck, Jiraxis is a decent card. And then you start dying and your win rate starts dropping. But hey, the first week, Jiraxis is a great card. I'll probably do lots of Jiraxis things.
I haven't dusted off Jiraxis so long.
Every expansion, I see a list on Twitter of somebody made an old school Handlock or an old school Warlock with Zephyrs, and they toss in a Jiraxis, and it just works sometimes. Because decks are starting as good day one, or 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah, for sure.
And that card is great, man. I don't why does it have to make you lose health? All the new all the new Death Knights make you gain health, and this one makes you lose it. It doesn't make sense. I get the hero power is insane, but
Yeah. All right. So, Gu1Danie1, want to thank you for coming on, being our first ever guest.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
You want to plug your shit?
Yeah, I guess. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Gu1Danie1. The L's are ones, and then you can find the podcast at THC Hearthstone. The Hearthstoners, where we kind of just like hang out, talk Hearthstone, shoot the shit. With my buddy Casual Fridays, and then a guest every week. We'll have to have you guys on to shoot the shit. You'll have to educate us on some battlegrounds because we don't play worth a damn on it. So we don't know anything. And whatever you guys say on your podcast is exactly what I do in battlegrounds. So just know that.
Awesome.
I just copy exactly what you say.
Yeah.
And I'm only about 5,000, so I need better advice.
Jordan's the one to listen to it for advice. I'm hard stuck at 7, and he's at like almost 9. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bet.
All right. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Vapod1 or Vapod1_HS. Jordan, you can find him at
Basically
Twitter.
Jordan MG everywhere, but
Yeah, Jordan MG.
Jordan MGS on Twitter. Some dude named Jordan McGregor who's into cars took my hat on Twitter. It's a sad life. I used to be popular on Twitter enough that he would like every so often, like 6 months, he'd like reply to a tweet and be like, "You're looking for this dude." It'd be kind of funny. Those days are long gone though, but those are funny. So you're looking for this dude. It's like, oh, sick.
All right. So to wrap up the podcast, what do we do when we see one of those there People's Champs on our Battlegrounds board?
We buy it.
We do buy it, and it goes
It
kaboom,
kills
boom,
things.
and we win
Snipes things hits a cannon every time.
every time.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Catch you next time.